Hi, how are you doing? I'm just going to light a candle while I'm starting this live. I've written quite a lot actually on the description for this live one. Just going to get rid of the matches now because I have a big resource list for you. So some of the hardest things you can be doing is keeping your spirits up and keeping your energy high, and all of that is hard work. I know it's hard work. Hi, Diane. Great to have you here. It's hard work, and we are like in a month now, or 6 weeks, or some of you have been doing this for nearly 2 months, staying at home. And it can be difficult. It can be, tougher as the time goes on for you to think, well, how can I keep myself high today? How can I be uplifted and inspiring? And I just feel shit, and it's okay to feel shit. And I'm just going to give you all permission to feel what you're feeling, because this is tough. Okay, this is tough. And there's loads of people on social media telling you what you should do and how you should be. And aren't we so grateful that we're okay? But there's all these other people that aren't okay. And you know what I did on the weekend? And I don't mind admitting this. I got caught up in some of the conspiracy theories that are going on in social media. I felt I needed to dip in there, but they just kept showing up. So I went in and I came out. And I thought to myself, why am I doing this to myself? You could create the end of the world in your head if you wanted to, and then you could staunchly believe that that's going to happen. I mean, look at all the zombie TV shows that we have and the horror films, and everyone is drawn into that. I mean, I'm looking at Netflix trying to pick, well, what am I going to watch next? And everybody's watching Pandemic and Contagion and 28 Days Later and all of these movies, because there is a magnetization towards that. I need to know. And you know what? We really don't. But what we do need to do is allow ourselves to feel what we feel. So if you feel sad, then it's okay to feel sad. If you feel afraid, know that these feelings will pass through you, and you get in touch with you and your body and the essence of who you are. You are the mountain. So if you're listening now, and you need a bit of help with this, I'm here to help. This is why I'm doing these lives. Hi, Karen, Vicky, and Elaine. It's so great to have you here. This is why I keep checking in with everybody live, because I feel like people need reminding. Tell me, talk to me in the comments. Tell me what's going on for you. You keep getting pulled and magnetized out of your center. That's okay. That's okay. I had a client session earlier today, and it's like, I'm putting pressure on myself. I need to do all these things. No, you don't. Just imagine for a minute that you're an animal and you live in a forest that's on fire. And you feel this urge that you have to leave. You have to leave, but there's nowhere to go, and you don't know what's going on. Everyone else around you is freaking out, and they're all running out of the forest, but there isn't actually any fire that you can see. So it doesn't make any sense. I wrote on Facebook last week, I realize why I'm exhausted, because I'm choosing love over fear. But there's more to it than that. Okay, there's more to it than that. Feeling exhausted is having this intrinsic urge to run from the forest, and yet knowing that the forest isn't actually on fire. It just feels like it is. And then knowing, well, if I was going to leave, where am I going to go anyway? There's nowhere to go. This isn't just happening in Ireland or in America or in Germany. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in China. It's happening in Iraq. It's happening in Russia. We were looking at that big map with the children at home. And my daughter Maya says, why are there no COVID-19 cases in Russia? And I said, oh, there are. They're just not reporting them. Well, why would they want to do that? Why would they lie? Or why would, I'm not judging anything. I'm saying we don't even know how big this is. We really don't know. And if you were to ask yourself, how many people die in the world every day anyway? These are things you don't know, and it's starting to be reported every night. How many people died in Spain? How many people died in Italy? And we don't know if these people would have died anyway, or if they would have died from COVID-19, or if they did die, from complications. And it's horrible. It's horrible to hear these statistics. It's horrible to be in fear. And I've written about how fear is a nocebo effect, how you're afraid something, you absorb that fear, it weakens your immune system, and yet there's nothing to hold on to keep you strong. That's why I made the list of resources, okay? And I'm wavering too. I have my wobbly moments. We're all human. If we weren't human, then it'd be more worried, I think. And saying to the children, my children, I've got 4 children, saying to my little ones anyway, that there are a few blessings that we can count our blessings, but you're still allowed to be angry. You're still allowed to be afraid. You're still allowed to say, I'm not ready yet. I don't want to think of the blessings. I'll think of the blessings later. But to be able to say to my kids, look, this is your one and only life. Do something that you love. You never know what's going to happen next. They're going to remember being at home and the time that the schools were closed and that they had to stay home. And maybe they'll make different choices because of this. Or my husband is so excited because he found flour. There hasn't been any flour anywhere, and he's able to bake bread at home last night, and we all just loved the taste of homemade bread. And it was such a simple thing, but the appreciation. Or being able to watch my flowers growing because I planted flowers in my garden. I mean, my heart also breaks for all the plants and the flowers that aren't being bought and that are being destroyed because people can't go to the shops and buy the plants, So if you can plant seeds for the bees or let the dandelions grow wild, then do. Because we need to rewild the world. We need to disconnect from what we think we need and come back to our heart center. And I've been doing this for a long time, and some of you are just starting to do this now. And I think the hardest thing for people right now is that the idea of what you should be doing, your idea of who you should be right now, does not match who you actually are. And who you actually are is what's real. That's the truth of the whole thing, is who you are. As a human being, you might be feeling alone. You might be feeling scared, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay, because we're all in this together. We really are. So I'm just going to scroll back and see some of the content, your comments here. Bobby says, I was feeling bad. Thanks for saying it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Bobby, it's always okay to feel what you're feeling. Not acknowledging your feelings blocks the flow. You need to be a person in flow, and in this moment I'm feeling fear and I'll just breathe through it, and then in the next moment I could be a bit more at peace. But here's another thing that just came up. You have to allow yourself to feel safe and to feel happy. And again, back to when I was talking to my client earlier about being in the forest and all the animals running and we have to get away from the fire, and you're sitting there crossing your legs and settling down and saying, I feel safe to be happy here. It's okay for me to disconnect from all this craziness and just breathe and just be happy and blissful. It doesn't make you ignorant and stupid. But you can't do that unless you give yourself permission to. Now, I'm not saying to pretend none of this is happening. I never said that. Okay, what I'm saying is to let the fear infiltrate your energy field, riddle into your body and get into your bones and activate your nervous system so that your adrenal glands are on high alert, makes you sick. So if you leave the house to go shopping, I don't know what country you're in, I don't know what your restrictions are, but I'm not going to be stupid about it. I'm not just going to walk outside and touch everything and say hello. And no, I'm going to do all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm going to wash my hands. I've been washing my hands. I have to get hand cream now. My hands are so cracked from being washed. I was listening to Paul Selig, and he's fantastic. I don't recommend many other healers or spiritual teachers lightly. I really rarely recommend anybody else, but I recommend Paul Selig. And his guides speak through him. He channels the guides. And he was asked about this particular incident. And he said, okay, so you raise your vibration, hence my resources. This is what I do. It's like we have the same guides. But then he says, if you know your vibration is high, you don't get into the shark tank with the sharks just to see if they don't bite you just because you're doing all the energy stuff. Do you know what I mean? You can't just put yourself okay, I'm high vibration, I'm such a spiritual person, I'm not connected, interfere, and then you go into an area where there is a risk and you put yourself at risk, you're putting yourself at risk. Okay? So doing all the right things. But the right thing for you is to acknowledge how you're feeling. Give yourself the space to feel. Ask yourself what you need to do for yourself to make life easier. And I know how hard that is. We're always pushing and pushing, and we have to be doing more and creating more. And my idea of who I am and what I should be doing does not match the reality. This is the same for everyone. So if you need to phone your friend, you can still phone your friend. You can phone your mom. You can phone whoever you need to phone and say, I feel like crap today. Let's chat. You know, you can play a game over Zoom. You can do a Skype call or a FaceTime, get yourself a coffee and just connect with somebody, because our hearts are always connected, even though our physical bodies can't be in the same proximity for each other. I hope this is helping. I really hope this is helping. Okay, so what else? And Tasha, thank you for your resources. I love your meditations and your books. Oh, you're so welcome. And I just keep putting them out there, and I don't know how many people they impact or how they touch people, but then I get such wonderful testimonials back, and people actually tell me they saved their lives, and it's overwhelming to me. I'm just a person, you know, but this is what I do. I bring it through me, I send it out there, and it's there for you. It's there for you. Okay, we've got Eel Ken. Thank you. Scary times waiting on surgery, but keeping upbeat with the kids. I follow your page. I just want to say to you, I have a family member in the hospital at the moment, and the reports that I'm getting back from her are telling me that hospitals have never ever been this clean. That they are scrubbing everything and disinfecting everything. And you know what? They needed to do that anyway, right? Because of MRSA and C. diff and all of these heavy bacterial, horrible, horrendous things that you can catch when you go to hospital. So this is actually probably a really good time to go into surgery, because they're going to be extra, extra careful, and you're not going to come out of hospital with an additional infection that you didn't expect to get. And that's what so many people have been getting. So just imagine, as a gift from all of this, that we look back and go, oh yeah, and the hospital's got PPE, and the nurses wash their hands 15 times every 5 minutes, and suddenly all of these horrible, disgusting bacterial superbugs just were eradicated because they had nowhere to live, because every nook and cranny has been scrubbed. So that's something I'm going to envision. Maybe you could join me in that. Okay, Bobby's been watching me for a year on and off. Well, I've been here for a while, and you know, this coming August is 10 years of Abby's Energy Healing page. 10 whole years. I can't believe it. Okay, so what else? Bobby's also asking, did you get rid of the fire trucks in your head? Yes. Thank you very much for remembering that. I had a very, very scary, serious illness myself in the last year. It's nearly 2 years, year and a half. And it's come right down. I had tinnitus. It was like I got a download or some kind of energy through me, which blew a circuit in my ear. And it felt like I had fire trucks inside my head for about a whole month. And then it's just been stepping down and stepping down and stepping down. So right now, as I'm talking to you, what I have in my ear is a tick, 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 tick. And I know from experience how terrifying it is to be in pain, to feel that your body isn't doing what it's supposed to do, to feel like you don't have control over yourself. And you know what? This is where faith comes in. Faith just isn't a thing that you buy or that you get or that you have. Faith is a dance. Faith is a dynamic. Every day you wake up and your faith levels are different. You know, if I was to wake up tomorrow and the ear noise would be higher, I'd have to sit with my faith and remind myself that everything happens for a reason, and this is what I believe. And not everybody believes that. And that's okay. And if you're working on your levels of faith, I don't know why this is happening. Why is all this happening? That's what we're all doing. This is, you know, a global test. I don't know. And you have one group going off deeper into their faith, and you've got the other group going into mob mentality and buying all the toilet roll. What can I say to you? You know, there's always going to be people who, I need more toilet roll. And the other people that are, God must have a plan, and I let it go and I give it to God. It's not an easy thing to say, God has a plan, and I let it go and I give it to God. It's not an easy thing to say. God, for many people, the word God is not an easy thing for some people to say. I totally get that. I get that. And then saying it and believing it in your heart is something totally different again, which is why you need to do your inner work. And so everyone who's here has done some level or layer of inner work. You are where you are. And stop pretending that you're better than you are, or you're different to who you are, you have different expectations, and just be with how you feel right now. And that is the most healing thing that you can do for yourself. Just be with how you feel right now. Imagine everyone who's watching this live now or in the replay, we're all holding hands in a circle, or we're all just meeting in some virtual space and going, yeah, geez, life is really tough. And my dance of faith is a real dance, and I can't even hear the music sometimes. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be dancing or sitting down, or what the hell am I supposed to be doing? I have no idea. We're all in this together. And that's the beauty of it. So scroll down more. Okay, Catherine, my love, has had a few bad days, but she's feeling more like herself now. That's great. RuPaul says, I speak well. Oh, well, thank you very much. And you feel good and make it so relaxing. Well, do you know what? I have healing in my voice. And so if you're feeling like you can catch into my voice and connect in with me, then anyone who wishes to receive it right now, just allow yourself to bring yourself down into your body a little bit more. Like the feather falling from the sky, just coming into the body, just coming in to the body and go, oh, yes, okay, let's just press pause on the crazy. Press pause on all the statistics, pressing pause on all that fear and all that running. I'm just going to sit here and feel safe to sit here, and then connecting into your body and softening the shoulders. And try and breathe from your belly, not from your chest. And we're not going to do a ton of stuff in this live, but that's why I made the resources for you. There's free stuff, there's low cost stuff, and then you can pay a little bit if you want to see, oh yes, okay, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to relax. I've got a playlist for anxiety that's completely free that can keep you going for 20 minutes. Bring yourself down, and then, okay, might be a little repetitive, but I teach the principles of how to do this in these audio files, and then you start doing it for yourself. Bringing it in, okay. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you're opening like a fan, and some of that stress is going to leave. It's going to trickle down through your spine, into your hips, down your legs, and into the ground. And some of you can have a scissors, and you just snip, snip, snip. Do you know I have a crystal here? Lovely crystal. And I just go cut, cut, cut. And I use the crystal to cut away from the cords and the fear of the manipulation and the media. Pull yourself out of your phone, pull yourself out of social anything. We do social distancing, but we're actually energetically connected. Pull your energy back in and open like a fan and feel all this beautiful light coming in. And I'm sending my guides to you now to send you clearing and cleansing, so that when your energy does come back, it's not covered in gunk and yuck and horrible from wherever it might have been. And inside of you, as you start to breathe more from the stomach, is check into where you're magnetized. Are you going for the fear and the statistics and the dread and the horror? Or are you going to pull away and go, no, I'm going to connect into here and I'm going to work on my dance of faith? Because it needs work, and I'm sitting here and I'm feeling blank. What are you feeling? Can you even name what it is that you're feeling? Have you acknowledged it? Acknowledge it right now. Light a candle. You are allowed to feel safe. You are allowed to feel free. Your energy raises up and adds to the collective. It adds to everybody and makes us all, well, it's easier. It's easier for us to find each other. I'm going to read a poem in a minute, but I want to get through some more of these comments. Put a link up to Paul Selig. Yes, I'll do that. You might need to remind me again. Debbie says this is really helping. I'm so glad. I really am. Okay, RuPaul Rawal says, I have yet to experience life at ease. I have always been living at the edge, always in panic. Please help. Use the resources. You have to do it. You have to do your work. This is why people have trouble with me. Okay? I'm not doing your work for you, but I will show you how. I will give you a structure. I give you resources and tools, but you have to be the one to commit to do it. Do you want to live always in panic? No more. Say no more panic. Say, where am I? The true I, the I beneath the panic. And she feels safe. He feels safe in the world. No, then that's where you start. You have to do your own work. You have to meet yourself where you actually are, not where you think you are. I hope this makes sense. Hi, Minnie. It's a nice surprise to see your name on the comments. Okay. This is helping me, says Debbie, with a journal assignment for biology students to write about their feelings and what they can do to manage stress. Well, I'm here to help. I'm a healer for the healers. You're the healer and you heal them through your work. So sure, go ahead if I inspire you. I'm delighted. I'm delighted. Bobby has loud tinnitus like rock stars. You know, I know how tough it is. It's tough. It's tough, you know, but what can I say? Blessings to you. Karen, I felt really good till yesterday and then it changed after a Skype call with my daughter who's having a hard time. She was crying and it broke my heart. So you're an empath. I know you, Karen, and you take on other people's feelings. And she's your daughter. You know, and I could say, you're not supposed to do that and stop doing that, but I'm not going to because I have daughters too. And you know what, if it was me and I was hearing how upset my daughter would be, it would crush me and break my heart too. And you are allowed to feel. You're allowed. But don't shrink. Don't get small. Get bigger. Open. So do you remember we did this already? You know, if people are just joining me now, this is what we're doing. You're bringing yourself down into your body. Like the feather falling from the sky, coming down and coming in and coming in and coming in and feeling your feet on the ground and then opening your energy, radiant, opening. Then, Karen, when you're open, you have space to hold her without being crushed by her emotion. Does that make sense? Open. Anyone who's doing this, anyone who's worried about anybody right now who might be sick or suffering or somebody that you can't go and visit, I know how horrible that is. I'm experiencing that myself. You open your energy field so you have space for you and space for them. How does that feel now? You guys are really chatty today. This is fantastic. Okay, I'm going to just scroll down a bit. Okay, Mary snips her cords often. That is really, really good. I'm going to skip through people that I've already talked to and I'm going to go to some people that I haven't. Pat Lombardi, I'm a psychic medium healer. I really need this. Pat, people are weighing themselves on you. They're depending on you and that shouldn't be the case for you. I don't usually do shouldn't. So imagine that you pull yourself out from under the weight of their needing you and you straighten up and you open up. And soften. And then the energy comes through you and out from you to whoever needs it without draining you. Because we want to help. From our guts, that's what we want to do, is give support and help everyone else until we actually tap into our own life force energy and we start to drain ourselves. There is an infinite supply. These are the words I'm hearing now. The words I'm going to say a few times that they go in. There is an infinite supply of life force energy that comes through us and out from us. An infinite supply. But our personal power is finite. So really, really sit with this. Infinite supply. Now, none of you who are listening to this are in your ego, in your head, where it has to be your energy that you're giving out. You're not doing that. I know you're not. But sometimes we forget and we go back to that old way. So bringing in your energy, opening up and bringing through the infinite supply of unconditional love, the infinite supply of grace from spirit, from the universe. I call the Creator God. This is what I do now. Like I said earlier, my energy healing page, Abby's energy healing page is going to be 10 years old. And 10 years ago, I wasn't saying God. I was too afraid of what I thought, whatever about what you guys thought. So you are where you are. But there is, I mean, you can go to the Grand Central Sun where there's a huge infinite supply of life force energy which comes through you and out from you, and you expand and open. You can hold and you can offer this light and it will not exhaust you. So I'm hoping that that helps. I'm hoping that it helps. Okay. So Melanie says, you always inspire. Thank you for all you do. This has been rough. It's rough. It is rough. I know. That's why I keep showing up and keep offering. Because I have an infinite supply. I want to prove to you that you have access to this too. And this list of resources, it's a good one. And just while you're all on here, I'm offering a free healing session on my website, Abby's Online Academy. The link is in the resource list. Free. Whole hour on the 15th of April. And you get to interact with me. You get to make your healing requests. We put everybody into the pot, so to speak, and we send a load of energy out there. We do lots of clearing. So do come and join. Okay, coming down now. Coming to the end, great, because I want to read the poem. The hardest part, says Diane, is that I find my 5-year-old grandson is trying to be so brave, but I can hear and see he's struggling and I can't help him. 5 years old, what is he believing is going on? You only share with a child what they're able to understand. And at 5 years old, he could be watching the Lego movie, and then he could be making mud castles in the back garden and doing baking and washing up. Why is he struggling? So think about, what does he need to know, and what does he have access to? And it could be that he's upset because the people around him are upset. So that's when you connect to this infinite supply of grace, send it through you and send it in through the home, in through your family. Let's do it now. Everyone who's watching, bringing in the light, sending it out through you, because I've been working on you since you've been starting to watch this. So you're more open now than you were. You're more calm and centered. Let's just have a moment of silence where you can just check in and see, okay, well, how do I feel right now? How do you feel right now? Bringing it down. When you feel calm and centered, a little child will also feel calm and centered. Particularly any child under the age of 7. Okay, 6, definitely 5. When you are calm and centered and you're singing and you're cooking and you're laughing and you're reading and you're graceful, they don't mind that they're stuck in home. They live from moment to moment. They don't carry the past with them. They don't go into the future as much as an adult does. When you make this moment pleasurable, then they're in this moment. Get out the Lego and make a tower or a city. Get down on your hands and knees and get mucky with them. They'll forget everything. And as long as your energy is calm and beautiful, then you make it your priority to clear whatever's in the way of you feeling that calmness. Because you can see the ripple effect that it's having. You can see that. You can feel the ripple effect. And that impacts your health. It also impacts theirs. Okay, now I'm going to read a poem from the new book, Planting the Seeds, which launched on my birthday in the middle of staying at home. So I was feeling a little sad because, I love to give my dad a copy of my brand new books. I love to go over and I love to hold him, hug him and hand it to him. And you know what I did? I had to put it through the letterbox. Felt very strange. And then I have a very close friend. I love to give him a copy of the book too, and I posted his. So we're all challenged in all kinds of ways. This poem is called Don't Give Up, and I just want to show you the picture of the candle that my daughter Megan drew, because this book has lots of illustrations by her in it, and it's a book of magic. And I know that one of my lovely, lovely Healing Circle people won't mind me saying, but she has a copy of this book, and every day she's opened it to a page and it's given her exactly what she needed. One of the poems made her very sad and she cried for a whole day, but then she felt better the next day. Healing can hurt. There's a poem about that too. Anyway, this one is called Don't Give Up. And this is what we need. Because as each week passes by, we get more and more worn down, don't we? It's wearing us down. It's tiring. And, nothing seems to be changing, but it actually is. It is. Dance of faith, my friends, dance of faith. Okay, don't give up. You can hold the light even if you feel alone. I'm going to pick up my candle and show you holding the light. Those who will want it will fly towards it when they're ready. Those who can't take the brightness will try and snuff it out. Don't despair. Tend to your light. Keep it bright and strong. Feed it gently with love, hopes, dreams. Dance in your light. Trust it and watch it grow. Expand it and know you're not alone. Keep moving towards the light no matter what. There are many lights dancing in the darkness, perhaps unaware of each other, spinning and climbing like stars in the night sky over the rugged cliffs and joints in the landscape. It's time to believe that we can make it. What one does makes it easier for others. We are helping each other, regardless of geography, geometry, space and time, and all dimensions, knitting together the gaps in our souls to fill all those spaces with love. Isn't this exactly what we need to hear right now? Those who can't take the brightness will fight each other, go to the supermarket and buy all the toilet roll, right? And we have to keep moving towards the light no matter what, which is why I've given that list of resources. It's time to believe that we can make it, okay? And listen, what one does makes it easier for the others. We are helping each other regardless of geography, geometry, space and time, and all dimensions, knitting together the gaps in our souls to fill all those spaces with love. So just take a moment and feel the love that is here for you. The love that you forget is here for you when you're connecting into fear and media and death tolls every day. People die every day. People die every day. It's horrible, but you know, if we had a world where nobody died, we'd be really stuck for resources. It's part of the cycle and the dance of your faith and the dance of your shoulds and the dance of your ideas and ideals and who you think you are and what you think you should be doing, which is just, you know, forget it. And breathe. Let's just breathe. And we can do this again. And look at all these amazing, amazing comments. And look at how we're all the same. And how much love there is that we all have. So opening one more time. Bringing in that healing energy. Softening and relaxing and expanding. And Catherine, I'm going to end with your comment. It is exactly right. People are recovering every day. People are getting better. And the news just isn't telling you. You know, 22 people died today and 400 people are better. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. So the map that everybody's quoting, the John Hopkins map, shows you how many people have recovered. It does. So focusing on the cycle, things end and things begin and things new, and shedding what we don't need and keeping your vibration high and staying with the light. It's so important, and I'm here for you. And keep writing in the comments, and I'll come down and say hi to you all. And if you have any questions or you know you want to ask me anything, please do. I'm here. This is what I'm here for. All right. Okay, bye.